Um, Welcome to this virtual Chiltinas. Um, so John had sent out a program with a warm up with a new set of three Welsh jigs. Um, they're lovely tunes, but I'm not a warm up session. I think is probably more meant to be tunes, easy tunes that we know well beforehand. Perhaps I don't know. Anyway, they're nice tunes, and let's have a go at them. Um, and then it's suggesting either or both of Bater de Palmas and Tumbala Laika. Um, it's as he says, they're both better played as a group where you can hear all the things going on. But it'd be worth at least giving them a go through to keep them in the fingers.
I'll break the news now. There isn't going to be a golden session
Oh,
on the
oh,
14th because there's very few people who were able to turn up. So we will be stuck with make.
Sorry, I missed that. You're saying there won't be a session on the 14th?
Sorry.
I missed what you said there. The vital word is what I missed. Are you saying there
I've
won't be
only
a live session?
yeah
Okay.
yeah there won't be because I've had very few people. I think you said you'd hope to make it.
Hmm.
Paul Martin and myself were the only others
Oh dear. Yeah,
that
it's
they'd
not
make
worth
it.
it, is it?
So I think we will be Zoom. Well, until next year, I think now,
Oh, okay.
which is a shame. But for any Anglo players present, I think John Warren's Anglo sessions will still go ahead, and that
He can either have them at the hall or he can have them at his house.
yes, yeah, and
He's got plenty of room there.
take that up with John, and
Mm.
obviously I'll send out full confirmation of what's happening well beforehand. But as I say, in terms of holding things back because we can play them literally together at Malden. Yeah, it isn't now on. So
oh, I feel I ought to have another go at trying to use Jam Kazam or Jamulus, one of these pieces of software that's designed specifically for doing real-time playing over the internet. I tried early on during lockdown, and I certainly my current hardware here couldn't cope, or the software couldn't cope with my hardware.
Yeah, we've been using that ever since lockdown. It's been really good.
So I'd be interested. Is that Jam Kazam or Jamulus?
Jam Kazam.
Jam Kazam, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard very mixed feelings. Some people it's worked well, and some people it's failed miserably, and it failed miserably for me. But I perhaps we'll have another go, and if we can get it going, then we could set up a group where we could actually be playing all at the same time.
Yeah, it'd be great.
yeah,
Is that your swimming pool in your back garden, Paul?
It's the Roman baths at Bath, and it was left on as a backdrop accidentally because I had it as my backdrop for my U3A Latin class, where all the action taking place in Latin is taking place in Aqua Sulis, which was Roman bath. So that's why it was there, and I haven't bothered to change it. And I went there on my way to Quantock Lodge, so it's a recent photo. Right, let's have a go at this warm up set, or at least first few parts of it. I think. Hopefully,
Just before we start that, then there's no inclination to actually have a real session in December either.
well, I didn't ask that, but and I mean there were several people who simply can't make the 14th. But if we wanted to have somewhere near 10 people to make it a worthwhile session, then I don't think we're going to get it. So I think
I think it's worth asking. Is it not worth asking?
yes, yeah. I'll send out an email and I'll say Zoom only for the 14th.
Yeah.
But I'll ask people specifically if they'd could make a what would be a sort of pre-Christmas session in early December. isn't it?
Because in December, then we've normally spent part of the session anyway doing some Christmas carols, haven't we?
Carols. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll sound people out again, but the way it looks at the moment is we struggle to get decent numbers.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say I've been down with a bad cold for the last week, and I'm still a bit wimbly. So hopefully I will survive the thing. Well, I'm going to survive, but I mean, if I get any shakier again, as I did sort of earlier on, my fingers might fall off the buttons a bit. I might have to ask somebody else to lead. Anyway, let's throw up that one, so to speak. This is, I believe, notes pretty identical to what John put out originally. I've just reset it to fit on the screen a bit better. If I go into read mode, wrong one.
Is that version on the website, or has it changed from what's on the website?
I think John's put this one on, but as I say, the dots are exactly the same as the one that were on the website. It's just laid out a bit differently on the page in order to be able to fit a full screen on.
I only changed it a day or two ago, so I suspect most people have the old copy, but it didn't seem worth sending on a message to everybody about it.
It doesn't matter which you're playing from. If you've got a paper copy of either John's or this, that's fine. Or if you're working from the screen, it's just this is a bit easier to read than the other one, which was more spaced out. So these are that's Ap Shenkin, and then I love Monmouth Assembly. I think it's a lovely tune. Etc. Played with a bit more expression, perhaps. And then there's Hunting the Hare for the end. Let's just concentrate for the moment. Let's just do one tune at a time, as it's a new set. So let's just concentrate on Ap Shenkin initially. This is not a trivial tune. So let me mute everybody. If I find my participants again. Where's my participants list on? If I mute everybody, then right, okay. I'll play a sort of last 3 bar. No, I won't. Wait a minute. Right, you're going to get a last 2 bars of an A part up to the first time bar, just to set the pace, and then in from the beginning. And again, same thing. So let me just stop sharing and unmute everybody just so we can. Were people keeping up at that speed? That speed's fine.
Getting a horrible echo.
We've got a very, very, very bad echo, haven't we? I think.
Cave.
All that water behind you.
Yeah.
I muted Debbie and it stopped. I don't know whether that was just. That's Angela and Ian playing.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It's all right. Yes, I do say, I mute everybody, and then when I go full, stop sharing, I tend to unmute everybody so that we can all hear one another. But it does mean that if you've turned your microphone off because you were doing something secret, I've undone it. Right. So was that plausible as for a first time speed through? Anybody struggled a lot at that? So what I'd like to do now is do that same one a bit faster, and then do the same sort of thing to the next tune, and then put the two together, and then the third, and put that on as well. Okay. So back up, mute everybody. You're about to be muted. You've gone. So let's play the same thing again a bit faster then, closer to a marching pace. But again. Wrong key. Right. So assuming you were keeping up at that speed all right, for marching purposes it wants to go appreciably fast. I suspect if you're being a marching band, but we're not, so we're allowed to do it at some intermediate speed. So I'm just seeing what I can see. So let's do the same thing to Monmouth Assembly, which I could actually, I suppose, if I was to. Wait a minute. I don't know what I meant. I just wonder if it would help, seeing as we're doing one tune at a time at the moment, or even we can do. You can have it a bit bigger for this one. Right. So. So let's do as the introduction. We'll do the transition from the previous tune. So you're going to get a. I'll do a whole last 4 bars of the previous tune and then straight into it, but a bit slower than we were doing there before. Oh no, that didn't help if I could do it right. Right, we'll do that again. Just 2 bars intro this time, and then in. I did say I was under the weather. Last 2 bars of the previous tune, and then in. Again. I do like it as a tune. Right, let me stop sharing. I'm going to unmute everybody, so you need to be quiet if you want to be quiet. You are unmuted.
You are unmuted.
Oh, it's a,
Oh,
so some people have
so some
muted
people have
themselves,
so that doesn't work.
Right.
Right.
I did that a little bit faster than I was intending. Perhaps faster first time through that second tune than the first time through the first tune. Did anybody fall off the wagon totally on it? There's generally a thumbs up, I think, there.
We're lost. What have I done? Oh, here we go. I suggest we do Monmouth's Assembly a little bit faster. I don't think it wants to race, but just a little bit faster, and then we'll put the 2 tunes together at that same speed, and then we might try adding the third. Is that to people's satisfaction? You're allowed to shout me down and suggest something else if you want. All right, so everybody's going to be muted. I'll share the same thing again. So Monmouth Assembly. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just wondering whether does that help? Yes, it probably does. Yeah.
Right, okay, so I'll do the same thing as before, a last 4 bars of the previous tune. Again. Yes, it's I tend to play a lot of tunes very staccato, but that's one where I think the notes being legato and flowing into one another works well in some areas of it. It's worth noting that clearly the A part repeats identically other than the last bar. The B part is really very similar to a repeat, which is why I put a double bar there in the middle. If it wouldn't matter totally if you were just to play the same, play the first half of the B part and play the same thing again. They just go a bit differently, but would harmonise quite well. I think they're just sort of variants of the same tune. Right, so let's see about get rid of. So hopefully people there can see both tunes together. You can't see the title of the top one, but that doesn't matter, does it? Oh, do people want the chords? No. Yes, I'm just working out a speed that sensibly can run. That'll do. All right. So so our last 2 bars of an A part of Apshenkin.
going to unmute everybody. I'm going to stop sharing a moment so I can see. I think started a little bit faster than I intended there. Was that too fast for anybody? It was bordering on too fast for me, but
all behind with cow's tail.
but they're both reasonably well behaved tunes. There's a couple of bits where, if I just put it back up a second, the end of the second line of Ap Shenkin, where you've gone, you've got to have set down in English. You've gone. There's a bottom C sharp that you don't use all that often. Somehow I have to twist my hand round to do that. It usually works, but occasionally I fell off it. Any other bits that people have particular difficulty with that they'd like to go over? No. Right. Okay, let me mute everybody again then. So the final tune, I mean, those two I knew reasonably well, I think. So maybe John, I mean, the titles, is it just one tune that's known in English as Hunting the Hare or St John's Eve Dance and is known in Welsh as things that I'm not going to pronounce? Presumably it is.
Myself, here we are. I got it from one of my books of Welsh tunes, where it was known by both titles, but I've only heard it in English as Hunting the Hare.
Yeah. And is Hunting the Hare in Welsh?
I'm not sure.
Hela Sugurnog or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's Hunting the Hare, but
your Welsh is no better than mine.
No, a couple of years at school was the limit, and that was a while back.
Well, that's a lot more than I've had. All right, let's. I'll just run it through slowly, and then we can speed it up again. So, right. So just the last two bars as intro. Note that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The A part repeats and the B part doesn't. In order to fit these on the screen, generally, I've broken my general rule that I have of only putting end repeats on the ends of lines. So you do have to watch that there are end repeats in the middles of lines here. But it's still the case that the thing they go back to is always at the beginning of a line, which I think is the crucial thing. Your brain can cope with reading through the music, finding a repeat mark and thinking I've got to go back, but at that point you want to scan down the left hand margin to find out where to go back to.
Yeah, Paul, the other thing is it's a short tune, so as part of the medley it's probably best played twice.
Yes.
I couldn't get my music software to put double sets of repeats in.
Yes, right. And I think we just put a note at the top that says ×2 or whatever. On the ABC, I can do it with parts. Anyway, right. So right. So just the last two bars to set the pace, then in from the beginning. Again. as you say, it wants to be at least twice, and probably while learning we should have done it a few more. Let's just do the same thing again a little bit faster. Same intro. Again. And one more. So, unmute everybody, stop sharing so we can see that everybody's still there. Yes, we haven't lost anybody yet, I don't think. So is that all playable? Yes? You're allowed to speak. I've unmuted you, as most of you. Right, shall we run through the whole lot once then? I mean, twice probably, before we get fed up with it. Okay, muting everybody. You're all very quiet today, I don't know. Oops. Right, so it's probably as good as I can do. It's a bit just to that. Is
We're
that
still missing the top line, Paul.
screen that needs it?
Oh no, that's it, isn't it? That is the top line. That's okay.
I've squeezed it onto the screen.
Yeah, well done. That's great.
Right, I just need to let that other thing go away in there. Right. Right. So, straight through as written down and including Hunting the Hare, but we'll play Hunting the Hare twice, and then if I say again or from the beginning, let's go back and do the whole set again. But do the page as written, repeat Hunting the Hare because it's short and we need to do it twice, and then we'll either finish there or say from the beginning. Okay. So last two bars of A part of Apshenkin. change. Repeat. From the beginning. Repeat. Messed up right at the end. Never mind. Stop sharing. So, what did you think to it?
And in particular, do we want to play that for the next couple of sessions, or
Yeah, nice set. Yeah.
yeah. Since
the
we've
next
got all
one.
the effort of learning it, then
Yeah.
There's a lot of notes there, so we might as well have a go.
Well,
mightn't we?
it's definitely a good finger warming exercise. Yes.
It sure is.
It's strange. I mean, they're both jigs at all, and I played them at a fairly constant beat. But somehow, I mean, Monmouth Assembly does have more notes in it because it's got some semi-quavers. But even the quavers in Monmouth Assembly seem closer than in the other ones. Whereas the Hunting the Hare seems relatively sedate at the thing.
Yeah.
I do. I was when I first did Hunting the Hare. I thought, what a daft arrangement to have that thing of 2 bars of. But it really sets you into the groove, ready for it just to be reversed.
I rather like that sort of reversal of the, and a bit of a time shift in it as well. You know, the shift of the run.
Is it meant to be the sound of the horn, do you think?
I presume so.
I think so, rather, yeah.
Or the shouting, "Hello
Tally
there."
ho and all that.
The fox has gone away. Right, is that enough of those for today?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I'm going to cough, mind me. Yeah, probably a good job it's not a real live one session. I mean,
Don't want to catch whatever you've got, Paul.
no,
Yeah,
it's,
we've both got colds as well, so we can sympathise.
yeah. Well, I haven't had a cold for 2 years,
Yeah, same here.
and they've obviously been mutating quietly all that time, and you know, body's defences have decreased over time with not
Yeah.
having met one for a while. And
Yeah.
suddenly, when you get it, it's nasty.
Still, we're very glad that there's Zoom, so we can still do
Indeed,
things.
indeed.
Don't go anywhere.
Right. So next on the programme was it said Batea de Palmas and or Tumbalalaika. I think we may as well just have a go at Batea de Palmas and see how long we want to spend on it, and if we run out of it quickly, then go on to Tumbalalaika. And then of course there's Around the Room, where I do expect at least 2 people to play something. Right, so let me find my mute button again. Right, so share screen. Yes, I've actually just been reorganising some of my. A lot of these tunes were in a thing called Paul's Private Parts Tune Book originally. Then it changed its name to Paul's Parts Private Tune Book, in interest of modesty.
Indeed.
But as most of them, and they're not on the free internet, because a lot of them are settings by people who are studying copyright. Anyway, I've put these at the moment in the ones that are really only done for Chiltinas, and where I have multiple versions of them, in my Chiltinas tune book, which is also not on the free internet, but I suppose I could possibly make it available by email to people. So it's got the tunes we've done, A Civil Affair and All in the Garden Green. And anyway, here's Batea de Palmas.
Paul, you could put it up on our website if you wanted to.
No, I don't, because of the copy. Well, I see members
right,
only
area. I mean, it's password protected, but
it's true.
the password's been around for a while.
It has, yes. Well, we could discuss that, but for the moment, these are really intended just for use in Chiltina's sessions, and where we often have permission from the arrangers to use it for that, but not to freely disseminate. Right. So, if you remember here, we have the version with just the top line, which I think is worth us going through to remind ourselves of the rhythms and the the slightly strange repeat pattern and the shift into a minor 2 flat key, etc. And then we've got this is 2 pages, isn't it? I mean, yes, it is. Oh, bother. Wrong thing. I'm trying to keep my view page display. This is just for future reference, right? So when the next thing to move on to would be to do all the parts together, and that's sort of the best I could do, like that, which is, I think that would work. Anyway, I think initially it's worth, I'll just go back to single page view and the previous page, once I've managed to work out where my thing's gone.
Stop it. Right. Right. So what I'm looking for is the page before that one. Right. We'll get there now. And of course we do have sound files to go generated for this that we can play at various speeds. So I must admit, not having played this since since the last Chiltinas, so I'll have a go, and if it falls apart, I'll ask John to play it instead. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and come in from the beginning. Things to remind people of: at the beginning of the second line there's a segno mark, and this DS that's down here at the end of the flat section. When the first time we get to that, we go del segno, you go back up to the segno mark, and then when you come through again you skip that bar, do the second time bar, which goes on to the last bit, which is a coda. That's a coda mark, the circle with a cross in it. So that's, I think, would be the classical description of how to play the sequence of that. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I went back to the segno and messed it up at that point. I was a bit fast through the minor to be able to play the minor bit properly, I think, there. Shall we just do that minor section a little bit slower and then try and do the del segno thing properly? Right. So if we go back to the 1, 2, 3, the fourth line, as if we were playing it the second time through. So I'm going to play that bit at a slightly slower pace, and then we'll go on. We'll do the second time bar and go on to the minor piece and try and do it a bit better. Rubbish.
my tea arrived in the middle of that and put me off. No, I can't. Right. So we're up to the I'll restart that line again. Ah. Excuse me, shutting door. Right. Yes, well, it wasn't totally successful. There might be something said for using the computer to keep a metronome and something to join back into when going astray. But it'd be all right if we were there all physically in a room, because somebody else would be carrying on and you'd be able to pick it up. But it's hard leaving by itself. Anyway, hopefully it will have reminded you both of how the tune goes, what the structure of it is, and where the difficult bits are. And they're the same place as they were last time, the minorish part in particular. Though I must admit, I find somehow or other the repeat, I don't know, it's even worth describing really. The repeat on the fourth line, somehow it throws me, because I somehow earlier you've done 3 staccato crotchets in a row, and so your fingers tend to do that, and then you suddenly discover that your third one was only meant to have been a quaver, but then there's another quaver of the same note, and so quite why it's that rather than, but it is anyway. It throws me every time I come to it, that first time bar on the fourth line. Right. So, John, what do you suggest? I mean, we want to put up all the parts, presumably. Do you think we ought to have the computer playing?
Well, I mean, we've got a choice. I'm not sure if anybody apart from me is into the parts. So maybe you could check whether other people want to play the parts, in which case we could have a go at one of them. Failing, other than that, yeah, we could just play against the music. Then people can play what they like, and we'll have time for Tumbalalaika maybe.
Paul, is the music that you've got, the electronic music, is that in the parts? Is it as written here?
It is, yes.
Yes, it'd be interesting to hear that, to hear what the arranger thought it should sound like.
Yeah,
And then if we can just play against that,
from the parts.
and then we can play against that, and people like me on duets and things can just pick up the bits that we can pick up and see what it should sound like.
Indeed, yeah.
So if that would work.
It even has simulated clapping, which I believe is actually...
Oh, that's horrible, that, yes.
Simulated gunshots.
Yes.
Right.
They call it the Alec Baldwin effect. Yes, that's right, yeah.
Right, so I need to stop sharing a minute to look at one another. Just chat quietly amongst yourselves for a moment while I find the other...
Quiet, chat.
The music stuff I ought to have done. Sound files, MP3, Chiltinas 2021. Right, so we have it at 100, 120, 140 and 160. 100's definitely too slow, 160 is definitely too fast for the moment. Do you want 120 or 140?
About that with 120. Then up in it.
A vote for 120. All right. So let's give it a try and see what speed it sounds like. I need to share. I'll share it in a minute. I just. Yeah, that's sort of similar to what I've been doing. I think.
Yeah, that's there. Right. So I now need to move a few things out of the way so I can see what's going on. That's there. Right. So I need to share screen. Excuse me, talking to myself. It does mean you have some idea of what's going on. I need to share sound. I need to control click that one and control click that one. And then that should give us. Oh, I got. Oh, the trouble is, we want. Oh, yes, I want the. So I want to go view page display to page view, and we want the next page. Oops. That page, that double page, right? So we can.
It's small.
So hopefully now you can see the full 3 lines of music, and that's right, isn't it? There's no. No, that's right. Okay, I was just worried for a minute there was a 4-part version of the isn't. No, that's right. Right. So where's my music thing gone? Too many things on screen. You'd have thought by now I'd know how to do this.
They're not going to be that full.
Right. Okay. So
I think
this
there's a two-bar intro, Paul.
Pardon?
There's a 2-bar intro, I think.
It has a clapping intro, doesn't it?
Yes.
I'll just play it, and then people get an idea, and then I'll stop it and play it again. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let's go back. Right. Do that again. Yeah, as I remember this, it's a little bit quiet this, so you might have to turn your volumes up. I don't think I can increase it from this end. Sometimes I run the files from John through Audacity and amplify them. So I've said to John before, a lot of the files you generate are rather quiet when played. Anyway, it'll work, I'm sure. Right. Oh, God, it's gone away. Right, so I'll rewind the music. I'm just going to say, I'm going to press the button and then let it go. Ready, steady, go. And there you are. I think that speed was plausible. I mean, clearly, probably to dance to it wants to be a bit faster, but I think for playing that's fast enough for the moment. Shall we do the same thing again? And this time, if you're playing the black notes that time, you could have a go at playing the green notes this time, or the red ones. Yes. So just same thing again. Right, intro coming up. Myself. Unmute everybody. Stop sharing. So how did that work for people out there?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Great.
I mean, we did have a go at everybody playing the second line or third line, but I don't know whether we want to do that now or move on to Tumbalalaika for the moment. Or John, what do you think?
I'll probably move on, but are we going to have yet another go at this next time, or is it for the early bat?
Liz has given it a thumbs
Any
down.
thumbs up, thumbs down? Mainly thumbs up.
Mainly thumbs up, yeah. The recording is on the website, so of course you can play along with that in the safety of your own home at any time without
you can come along and play it at 160 next time.
Yeah. Do it as your round the room piece. So, out of interest, Paul, were you experimenting? Could you play two of the lines at once there, or were you just picking odd notes out of the others? You're muted. You're muted, Paul.
No, I was making chords and then playing with those a little bit
Right.
because the chords are written in, and some of them work, some of them don't work so well. But yeah, because when you listen to the parts, it doesn't really help me a lot actually, because the parts kind of interweave a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And also on the recording, I think it's very mid-range centered. So you're tending to get a lot of some of the notes in the middle and a bit less of the notes around the outside
Yeah.
when I'm listening to it. But so it's often more helpful. I think for duet players, it's often more helpful just to have the chords there, a bit like
Right.
it might be for Anglos.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though.
Right.
But it's a nice tune. It's quite fun.
It is, yes.
And I
Was
suppose it
anybody
ought to be
clapping
faster,
in
really,
the
oughtn't
appropriate
it?
bits?
Hmm?
Was anybody clapping or stamping their feet at the appropriate time?
No.
Too busy trying to get
Jules
the
was.
Ah,
You could do the stamping, even regardless of what instrument you're playing. Yeah.
if I'm upstairs and it's not so good to stamp upstairs.
So yes, I think from what I remember, having looked this up originally, it's a Jewish dance that's danced by the mothers, the mother-in-laws of the two about to be married. So it could have all sorts of politics in it, couldn't it? Really, as to whether the stamping or the clapping is more vehement. Right. So shall we go have a go at Tumbalalaika? Right. So if I go back to the same thing, I could. Page down. Nelly the elephant. We'll get there in a minute. Smile. Some else. Tom Balalaika. Right. So in fact, this is how it came, and I did do a. Oops, bother. I did do a version where I'd written chords in, but they were just basically the chord of the bass note, and Paul was pointing out that didn't actually match what was happening in the melody much for some of the time. So there may not be a lot of use, but they're there anyway if they're of use to anybody. Right, so so again here, I think we'll just I'll leave the 4-part version up on the screen, but we'll play initially just the black notes. And I've lost my participants list somewhere. I'm going to mute everybody. Yes. And then so we're in A minor, no sharps or flats except where they are. Right, so I'll just play, just to get the tune in your head. I'll play the black notes through and see what happens. I'm just count 1, 2, 3 and come in. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, and then in. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. a nice enough little tune, but the fun comes really with the harmony on this one. This is one of Paul Barrett's arrangements where he does throw the some of the parts are more complex than the tune itself, as is the case here. Etc. That one's the red part has a few challenging chromatic bits at the bottom of the first page, for instance. The fourth part is pretty boring if anybody wants to be bored. So I think what we want to do with this is do the same thing as we did with the other one. Let me find the sound file. Oh, that's interesting. We got we have a sound file for it, don't we? Why have I not got? That could be awkward. John, do you believe we've got sound files for this? You're muted, John. Or are you just looking? It's certainly not there, is it?
Yeah, I do have them, Paul. Do you want to risk me trying to play them this end? I've got them at various speeds, and I think some of them at least must be on the website as well, if that's an easier option for you.
I'm just wondering whether you've sent them to me, and for some reason I thought I'd. Well, I'm just whether I put them in the wrong place. So these will be from items shared with you. Oh, that's right. You shared them. Yes, you shared them through a Dropboxy thing, didn't you?
Yeah, so the Google equivalent. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Sorry. Make. That's you.
Right. Okay. So I need to let me just see if I can work out how to get this. I suppose I could just share that, couldn't I? Really. I'm not up to my usual efficiency here, I don't think. Like at 100 that was. It's a bit slow, but we can get going with that, and I'll find the other one if necessary. Right, so I've downloaded that one. We have the technology, just about. Right, good. So let's get rid of. No, go away. Stop sharing a minute. Right, I need to sort out my screen. I've got too many things in too many places. Right, download. Right, okay. So that's that. So this is going to be a slow version, so you have a chance to play something other than the top part. So I'm going to share that and no, not that. Share that and that. So there's the music. Come on, here's that one. Right, I'm going to mute everybody, and we'll start this playing and see what happens. That's rather sweet, isn't it? I'd forgotten what it was like.
That was very
It
nice, actually. Yes.
turned it into a sad song.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think it probably was a sad song. I mean, isn't it a song of unrequited love of?
Well, the chorus has the Yiddish words for "Let us rejoice" in it. So.
Oh, in that case, right. Okay. Well, right. Well, Jewish rejoicing is possibly a bit different to other people's. Anyway, so do you happen to know, John? Did you equally send me a link to a slightly faster version?
I did. There's one at 120 and one at 140.
Right. So should we try 120 if I can find that one?
I've got it up on a screen if you haven't, but
What, the music and the? Oh, it's a bit. Right.
and yeah, no, I can't show the music, so I think we need to stick with you.
I've got them. You in fact then sent me them as an attachment. So I thought to download them, but I'm not sure where I've put them. I've put them somewhere daft anyway. Right. I'll take the 120 because that was a little bit on the slow side. There'll be a slight pause while I put it somewhere sensible if I can. Music, sound files, MP3, Chiltinas 2021. Right. Right, so that should give. Get rid of that. Right, so let me stop sharing again for a mo. I'm not up to my usual efficiency. I blame the cold. Right, so I want to share that. Oh no, I don't. I don't want to do that. I've got to open it first. Something like a 120, right. That's still not very fast, but anyway, we can work things out. Right, so share screen, share music and share thing. Right, that's that. So everybody's muted, I hope. Yes, looks to be. And I'm going to press go and see what happens.
Still muted, Paul.
I just said, would people like to do it once more at that speed, or do you want me to find the still faster one?
Faster, faster.
Faster. Right, okay, hold on a minute. Hold on while I find my other one then.
But only once.
Right. Tumble like a 140. Ought to have this automated by now. Right, so that's gone there while I'm at it. I'm just going to save that one as well. Right, that can go away. I need to stop, get rid of that one. I need to find Tumble like a 140. That's better. A more reasonable speed, I think. Get rid of that. Share screen. Actually, I'll mute all first. Right. Share screen, share that and that. Find that. Ideas. Right, okay, so that's there. All right, so I'm just about to press play. Unmute everybody and stop sharing. Yes, playing notes was a challenge at 60, wasn't it? Right. I enjoyed that. So, we've come to the point in the schedule that says around the room, 1, brace yourselves to volunteer. I stand back and wait for the shout to say, I will.
Who's that, Ed?
Amazon.
There's a big silence.
I didn't hear what you said because you were echoing.
I said it's time for round the room. So I was waiting for somebody to volunteer to play something they've been working on for the last couple of weeks.
Well, I'll play something if no one else wants to.
All right, go for it, Liz.
But the lights keep going off, so I don't know whether we're due for a power cut or something.
So what are you going to play?
A tune called Archer's Dance.
Oh, yes.
So let me mute everybody. And then can you unmute yourself, Liz? Or if you... Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. well done.
Lovely.
Well done indeed. I mean, unmute everybody, and then you might get a bit of applause. Yes.
Where did you find that, Liz?
It's in the Dave Townsend, one of his village band books.
Oh, is it? Right, because
Parts of it.
it's from the John Clare collection originally.
Yes, because
Yeah, lovely.
I'm doing a talk with a few other people about John Clare.
Oh, splendid.
We're going to play this tune and some others. So
Lovely.
so yeah, it's a good tune actually.
Goes really nicely with a tune called Regent's Fate.
Oh, I haven't heard of that
If you
one.
know that one, that's in Clare as well.
Regent's
Fate, F-E-T-E.
Fate. Oh, I'll look that one out then.
What was the Regent's fate?
Oh, well. Worse than death, probably.
Yeah. No, it's very nice. So, so you're doing a thing on John Clare in general, on his poetry and his music, are you?
Yes, it's just to the local historical society, just
Lovely.
a short talk, and we're going to play Moll in the Wad, Saddler's Balloon,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Archer's Dance, and also a really nice tune called Catherine Ogie, which was Highland Mary. I don't know whether you know that.
Right.
It's not the Highland Mary that I know, but
No.
but apparently he was singing that when he left the asylum, John Clare. So
What was he singing when he went in?
Yeah. I like Saddler's Balloon as a tune.
Yes, it is nice.
It was written to commemorate the first Englishman to go up in a hot air balloon in whenever it was, and the tune goes up and down as the balloon went up and down, sort of thing. Right, yes, that was very nice. So would anybody else like to play something? It doesn't have to be perfect at all. What tunes have you been played for anyone else, or have you not?
I'll tell you what, I'll play Regent's Fate and then Liz can hear it.
Right, yeah, that would be excellent.
Just a
Hold
couple
on a
of...
minute. Let me mute everybody. Right, and then Paul, can you unmute yourself?
Yep, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Making up as I go. So that is how it goes.
Right, I need
oh,
to.
thank you, that
Regent's
was good.
Fate.
I'll try that.
I need to unmute everybody so they can hear. You can hear their.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the beginning is reminiscent of some other tune that goes da dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. I can't think what it is.
And it does sound a cheerful fate.
Yes, it is. Very cheerful Fate. As Fates should be. But whether it's the Prince Regent or the Regent's Park, I know not.
Yeah, I'd assumed it
Even
was
the Regent Canal, maybe.
I assumed it was the Prince Regent, but
Probably.
Yeah. Right. Well, So shall we move on? Time is getting on, isn't it? Yes. The suggestion was to have another go at Carol's waltz while we're in sort of slow waltzy time things. So let me. I think that was just. So that was Alex leaving us because he needs to walk the dog before it gets dark. What do I want? I want. Yes, I do. If I just put. Right, so I don't want that at all. So that was it's a bit I can't. I'm just trying to determine whether I can get one more line on it or not. What does it look like? And we can have it like that, where you have everything on it. The one thing I would note is that if you can sort of memorize the very bottom line, which is pretty well if you're playing the third line, the baritone bass line, the notes on it are very similar to the second system, because I think in order to get it readable on the screen, I actually want it like that, to have the chords available. No, and then you can't see the bottom line. Right, you're missing the bottom line of the third part, but in terms of readability, I suspect that's probably best. If anybody particularly wants to play the third line, I suggest you do it from paper that you obviously printed off originally. I don't remember this at all now. Again,
Paul, we probably do want to play it now, but there is another line as well, which fits between the second and third there, and you've got a multicoloured version that gets them all on one page somehow.
Have I?
But I suspect we won't have time to play too many parts.
I've got a multicoloured one, have I?
Yep. Looking at it now. Date 9th of October.
Oh dear. All right, let me just have a look.
Right.
So it isn't in me. It isn't in this one.
Oh, sorry, Paul. Sorry. Senior moment. I'm still looking at Tumbler Leica.
You are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No,
But
no,
I don't think so.
there is a 4-part version of Carol's Waltz, but it's not a multicoloured one.
It's not
Sorry.
a multicoloured. Yes, I think
No.
that I could believe.
Yeah.
So because we had that's the original 2-part version. We don't
I
want
went to
that.
put some rubbish out. I can't do anything without you having a go. I just put some rubbish out.
Muted Vivian. Yes. I'm still looking at the moment. Tumb.pdf. That's the one-line version of it. Oh dear.
Say in the time available, it doesn't really matter, but the missing line is quite nice.
I could you could share it presumably.
Let me see.
I don't think for this one. Yes, we've got Carol's Waltz versions at 100, 120, 135. So let's just try with the 3-part version initially, and then
I've got the 4-part version here. It's on the website.
yeah, but yeah.
So I could almost certainly get it then.
You can take it a bit smaller.
It just annoys me that I felt it should be.
Can do a screen share of it, but it's quite small.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oops, something's going on
Oh,
there.
wait a minute. Carol's Watts. I've got it here. Carol's Watts 4 parts. I have got
Oh
it.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's on the website, but it's going to not fit on a screen very well.
It is going to be really rather small, isn't it? Let's it's going to be all that different.
I'm sure. I imagine people who want to play it will have printed off a copy anyway.
Copies anyway, yes.
Access to a copy from the website.
Right. Okay, let's have a go. So what speed are we going to do? Do you want me to play the? That's a bit slow, isn't it? Right. So let's go for 120, and then we've got 135 as well. Let's stop this minute there. Right. Okay. We've got that there. If I've got that on the screen, right? So there's me. Share screen. Carol's Waltz in 4 parts and groove music. You didn't know you were listening to groove music, did you? Right. So now I need to see if we can get this a bit better. I think again I'm going to miss off the bottom line just to stop it being far too small. So let's give it a try like that and see what happens. Right, so I'm going to mute everybody. And I'm going to press go. Begin. So, unmute everybody. So did that work all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that speed appropriate, or do you want the 135?
It's all right.
Speed's all right. Yeah, I think so. So I think we could do it again.
Personal opinion.
Yeah. Right. So you get the same thing again. I'll try and right. So. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that didn't work very well. Right, 1, 2, 3. Was the sound file actually playing all 4 parts then?
Oh, now then. Don't
All right.
know.
I wasn't listening quite hard enough, but it seemed a bit thinner in places compared with what's happening in the score. But, well, I think
I can check on that.
Perhaps it was playing the 3-part version.
maybe it was playing the 3-part version. That's what I was wondering.
Yes, yeah, I've obviously got them in a muddle.
I don't know. It's quite possible. I don't think I've got. No, not that. Ignore that. I'm just having a look at something just to see what I've got. Yes, it doesn't say whether it just says Carol's Waltz 100, 120, 135. It doesn't say how many parts there were in it. Right, should we do it once more, and then somebody can tell me at the end whether the 4th part is partaking or not. Okay, so mute all, reset me, timings, everybody's muted. Go. All right, it'll restart in a minute. It's just. Stop it. Unmute everybody. I suppose with tonight being Halloween, we really ought to have done some Halloween music.
Some spooky tunes.
Yes. I'm going to do some for Green Shoots a bit late and following Monday. I was suggesting also Albert Farmer's bonfire tune and
yes,
things. Yes. Well, it's 5 to 4. It says Around the Room 2 or selections from the book, and Reserve being Ashokan Farewell. Has anybody got anything else to offer on Round the Room at this stage? Do you want to just finish off with an Ashokan Farewell?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So
I'm going to bow out because my battery's only got 10% left, so I think I better leave.
Okay.
I'll see you next time. Bye.
Right.
Bye. Bye.
Ashokan Farewell. So this we've got different versions of this. That's the ordinary one, isn't it? So we want the Chris Hills seconds, which is what that is. I'm just. You probably couldn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm just. That's J on gas one. That's not what I want. I'm just finding my 2-part CH. Chords one. Not the same thing. Name's Chris Hill. Yeah, we could. So right. Let me show.
Maury?
Who said that?
Probably Martin.
Martin. Right. Okay.
Probably.
So we have got automated versions of this, but I think for the moment we'll just I'll play the top line, then play the second line, perhaps.
Is Maureen.
And then you can.
Hello, Maureen.
Right. So I'm going to. No, hang on a minute. Right. So I've got. In terms of fitting the screen well, we've got this version. It doesn't have the only difference, I think, is the is this one, which is spaced out more, has an out tag ending to it, but I think otherwise the tunes are identical. So I think for the moment, for fitting the screen, let's stick with this version. I don't think it matters if you've got a paper version that says Seconds by Chris Hill on the top. It will work, but that fits the screen nicely, doesn't it? So let me mute everybody. So certainly not too fast. Right, okay. So, my pocket's just gone ping for some reason. Right, I'll look at that in a minute. Oh no, I better look at it now. It's an NHS COVID notification. Which is negative. That's good. Yes, right. Right. So I haven't got COVID. Right. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then come in, I think. And I'll play through the black notes, and then I'll play through the red notes. And so you can choose to play against me, whatever, or with me. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And again. Once more with feeling. There. Let me unmute everybody. That's always enough, I think. So, I apologise for the various things that went slightly astray there and lack of preparation. But, so the next one, John, is when?
The next session will be on the 14th of November, 2 weeks' time, and it will be Zoom only. But I'll obviously put round a confirmation of that. The other thing is, if anybody wants to suggest another tune or tunes we can bring in at some stage when the ones we've got begin to flag, then I'd welcome that, either now or email me.
Yeah, and suggestions for how we might do the thing better. I mean, whether people like the playing against the computer or prefer to play against people. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of our 2 hours, and I feel I've had enough.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank
Well done.
Thank
So
you.
there was, before everybody totally